Oakland, California's school district is putting 74 new shiny electric-powered school buses into service. But these buses will be doing more than just shuttling kids back and forth to school. They'll be playing a role in helping Oakland keeping its grid humming. The school district, along with a company called Zoom and local utility PG&E, are taking advantage of technology called V2G, which stands for Vehicle to Grid. That will make it easier for PG&E to take full advantage of its renewable energy sources. The buses typically recharge after their morning run, when solar production is at its peak. Then, after the afternoon run, the buses can start feeding energy back into the grid, when usage tends to peak, meaning less reliance on fossil fuels in the evening and at night. After that, the buses recharge overnight when energy usage is at its lowest point. The next day, the entire cycle starts again, and you might just see a similar system coming to your area. If you're watching this here in the U.S., the EPA's Clean School Bus Program is making $5 billion available to school districts to switch to EV buses. Some states, like California, have additional incentives available as well. And this isn't just some one-off. Zoom has a goal of electrifying 10,000 bidirectional electric school buses nationwide. Everyday EVs like Ford's F-150 Lightning, Chevy's Silverado EV, and Kia's EV6, to name just a few, are already available with variations of the same concept. In the case of the Ford and Chevy, they have what's known as V2H, which stands for Vehicle to Home, meaning they can be tied into a home circuit box and power the entire house as needed, while the Kia can put out enough power to serve as a backup power supply for things like keeping the fridge and lights going or charging another EV. You'll likely see EV to grid and EV to home systems become a lot more common in the coming years. That's because U.S. utilities are being motivated to look for ways to transition away from fossil fuels and find affordable ways to store the excess energy generated by wind and solar. These future EV microgrids also mean many of our homes will be less vulnerable to power outages, since many of us will have backup power sitting in our garages and driveways. If enough residential and public microgrids like the one in Oakland come online, it will also mean more power stability for folks that don't have EVs. And our kids will no longer need to put up with the fumes coming from those dirty diesel buses. It's just another example of how EVs will help get us to a zero-emission future. If you found this episode of EV Rider useful, please go ahead and give this video a like so I can continue to bring you stories of innovative programs like this one and more adventures in EV motoring. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.